Hey, everybody, it's John Moore, and welcome to the Texas College Football Show. And this is week one countdown. So, this is what the whole show is about. We're going to count down the 13 schools that play in the Texas FBS College Football Division I series. We've done a lot of previews. We've done a preseason all Texas first and second team offense. We've done a preseason all first and second team defense. We've done the top 10. We've ranked the quarterbacks 1 through 13. We've ranked the coaches 1 through 13. And we did individual previews of each team with people that cover those teams or write about those teams, blog about those teams, or do podcasts about those teams. But it all stems up and comes to this, which we're going to be doing every week. And this is the first week because week one is here. And now we're about to get ready to do it. And we're going to start with, and let me explain some of the criteria so everybody knows what we're doing as we go forward with this. So they're going to rank from 13 down to 1. It's kind of obvious probably who one might be right now. But when there's an issue between two schools, say that when we get through the season that I want you to be aware of. If we get within the season and the teams haven't played each other, maybe one team has a one more win versus one more loss than another team, but I still have that team above them. That's where it comes down to my personal opinion. And listen, I'm not saying my opinions are perfect or right, but what I am saying is every once in a while, I can look at it and my criteria would be this. Let's say that if school A were to play school B on a neutral site for 10 straight games, who would win 6 of those games? That would be my personal opinion. Now, if we get into season and you lose to a certain team and your records are close and you lose to one of the other teams that's in our 13 schools, well, then obviously you're going to jump ahead of them. Now, it doesn't mean that if you've beat a school, you can't eventually fall below that school. Let's say you beat a school early in the season, and then later in the season, you kind of collapse and go down, and the other school gets it going and gets up. I might feel in my mind, well, they've had a better season, and if you were to play them again, at least 6 times out of 10, they would probably win. That will happen also. But that's just a criteria to show it. Now, there's only one school. We had a week 0 last week. There's only one school that played, and so I want to show you when we get to that school, because I had them ranked, nothing changed. When we get to that school, I'll kind of show you each week what each school is going to look like, okay? So we're going to start at number 13. Now, again, these are the schools in the state of Texas that play in the FBS D1 series. Some of them are G5, some of them are in Power 5 schools, but we're going to start with number 13. Number 13 are the Rice Owls. Scott Abel is the new coach there. We've gone over everything with them. I just had them, where I had on their schedule and what they're going to do. I think this is his first year. Let's take a look at what Rice is going to be facing this week. Rice is playing on August 30th, which is this Saturday. They are at Louisiana. It's at 7 p.m. Central Time. It's on ESPN Plus. On there, Louisiana is a favorite. They are minus 13, and the over and under is 49.5 on this game. What does the Texas College Football Show prediction? What do I have? I've got Louisiana winning the game, but not covering the spread. I kind of believe this first week there are a lot of hiccups, and I showed that and proved that in the school that did play this week, although the team eventually ended up covering the spread. It was a close game throughout. Defenses kind of seem to have the upper hand as offenses are learning. There's a new offense that Scott Abel's got going there. I've got Louisiana winning this one 28-24. Let's go to number 12. Number 12 is the University of Texas El Paso. University of UTEP, the Miners, they are at number 12. What do they got going on this week? UTEP is playing this Saturday at Utah State. We play at 6:30 p.m. Central. They are going to be on the CBS Sports Network. Utah State is favored by 4. So it's minus 4, and they've got a total of 6.5 over and under on that. I do have them coming under this total, but I do predict an upset here. I did it in my preseason when we went over schedules and what I thought they were going to do. I think UTEP's going to win this one 31-24. We'll see if I'm right. I'm not saying that I'm perfect or going to be right, but that's my gut. This is kind of through everyone. It's a toss-up when you got it that close. I also like that they went with Malachi Nelson, the five-star quarterback who was named the starter here recently. So it's good to see that. They are my number 12 team. Now let's go to number 11. This school's got a big one on the rise. It's the University of North Texas. They are number 11 on the list right now. What does the University of North Texas got? They play this Saturday. They are hosting Lamar at 8:30 Central Time. They're going to be on ESPN Plus. There is no line or total on this, and let me explain why. North Texas is picked to win this game, and the reason they don't put something like that, if you don't know what a betting line is, let me kind of explain it real quick. I'm not going to advertise any of the betting sites because none of them sponsor this show. So I'm not going to put that out there, but Vegas is a good way to go off of it. There's a betting line on a game, and like when you see like a team is -3 or -10 or whatever it is, they're saying that team, in order to win the game. So in this case, North Texas is picked to win this game pretty handily, but they don't have a line on this game, which means they're not going to take action on this game because it's too unpredictable to pick. Why is it too unpredictable? Because if this thing becomes a blowout, maybe they put out there that this is a 35-point spread, that they think they could win by 35 or more. But let's say North Texas jumps ahead on this and just gets way ahead and starts playing all their second and third stringers, and that makes the game closer, and maybe Lamar ends up only losing by a couple of touchdowns or 3 or 4 touchdowns, something to that effect, and it doesn't cover. It's too hard a line because North Texas is too much of an North Texas is picked Lamar is too much of an underdog. That's a good way to put it. I've got this one as North Texas winning this one 45-6. Normally the better team in a game like this. You see this also with some of the big teams that'll play a FCS school during the season that's maybe a ranked team. They'll jump out on them, get a good first half, pad the stats, and then kind of lay off and bring in some backups, or maybe, so the backup quarterbacks or players, they don't want to get anybody injured for something stupid. Now, our next team has already played a game. So let me tell you how every week's going to go on this one. Number 10, I've got Sam Houston, the Sam Houston State Bearcats, who have already played in week 0. So what happened in week 0? Week 0, they lost to Western Kentucky 41-24. It was actually the spread was a little less than that. Western Kentucky did cover the spread, and I believe they did go the over. I had them as the under, and I did have Sam Houston losing the game, but I had them making it a little closer. I actually had it as a 10-point game at 34-24, I believe is where I was, and I ended up on that. It ended up 41-24. So it was a little bit more than that on there, but there was some late, when Sam Houston was trying to get back on it. Hunter Watson, watching that game, when it comes down to it, Hunter Watson, I actually called Colin, who covers him, and asked him about the backup in that case, because Hunter Watson, who ran the ball amazing, he was also their leading rusher. He threw for 209 yards. He had 1 interception, averaged about 7 yards of passing play. But Watson was also the leading rusher. He had rushed for 91 yards on 14 carries. He had a 55-yard touchdown right up the middle on a quarterback draw that looked well. But the arm, I wasn't as impressed. Now, he's improved a lot, and that's what Colin told me, is that he has improved a lot. The guy and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name of the backup. He came from Wisconsin, where Phil Longo came from, who was the offensive coordinator last year. He is a Texas kid. He's 6'5". He's more of a pocket presence. But right now they've got Hunter Watson in there who played a lot last year, and we went over that earlier. But let's look at what that does. Now, this is the first slide. You'll see what happened last week. The second slide you'll see is where I stand on my predictions. And right now, I've got a big check mark up there where it says I picked Western Kentucky to that Sam Houston would lose to Western Kentucky. So if you see at the bottom there, it says TCFS 1-0. I'm 1-0 on the Sam Houston schedule. So right now I did pick that. I've got them losing to UNLV, but let's look at that real quick. We'll tell you what we got going with UNLV. UNLV is this week. It's Friday, August 29th. It's at 8:30 Central Time. They're going to be at UNLV. It's going to be on CBS Sports Network again. That's where they were this last week. UNLV is minus 13 on this one, and the total of 58-25. I, again, am going the under on that. I've got UNLV winning 37 to – actually, I've got them doing the over. I mean, they've got them covering at 37-21, but I got them on the under of 58.5. That is your number 10 team. Let's go to number 9. We got the Houston Cougars this week. Who is Houston playing this week? Houston Cougars are playing this Thursday. They are hosting Stephen F. Austin. It's at 7 p.m. Central. It's going to be on ESPN+. Connor Wigman, former 5-star quarterback at Texas A&M. Connor is going to be starting his first start from the University of Houston. They are 22.5-point favorites as of Sunday night, guys. This is the last time I put this all together. For a total, the over-under on that is 55.5. I've got it going under again because Houston calls off the Dogs, but I think they'll cover pretty easily. Stephen F. Austin is an FCS school. They are not a G5 school or a Division I school. I've got Houston beating them 41-7, and the reason I've got not the over, I think eventually Houston will call the Dogs off with a big score like that and just let Stephen F. Austin collect their money that they're going to collect for the TV deal. Who do we have at number 8? Number 8, I've got the University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners. Now, this is our game of the week, and I don't know if the game of the week is out yet. We're going to do one of those every week. They are playing at Texas A&M University. Texas A&M University, 6 p.m. Central. It's going to be on ESPN. Texas A&M is favored by 22.5 points. The over-under is 56.6. I have Texas A&M winning this, and I go into detail about why I think they're easily going to win this game, but that it may not be, they may not cover the 22.5-point spread. I just have some faith in University of Texas San Antonio, and it's not that I don't think that Texas A&M can blow out UTSA. They totally can blow out UTSA. I just think that first game, there's always a little bit. I think what you'll see, and we'll go into that if you go over and look at what we said on the other one, I'll go into more detail. I don't want to get into it here as we do the countdown. Let's go to number 7. Number 7 for me, I've got Texas State University, the Texas State Bobcats. They are playing Eastern Michigan. They are hosting Eastern Michigan August 30th. That's this Saturday at 7 p.m. They will be playing on ESPN+. The line is Texas State minus 14. That's minus 14, 58.5 points. I got the under again, as I just think offenses struggle a little bit that first week. That's my personal opinion. I do have Texas State covering, though. Texas State, I've got them winning this one 35-10. I think they're going to come out firing on all cylinders. I like G.J. Kinney. I think he's a good coach. Let's go to the number 6 school. Number 6 is Baylor University. A lot of big things for Baylor University this year. A lot of teams are picking them to compete. What's Baylor got going on? Well, they got a big one with Auburn. They are playing Auburn at 7 p.m. Central Friday night. It's on ESPN. They are underdogs. Auburn is favored by 2.5 points. The over-under is 57.5. I got Baylor losing this one. I've got Auburn winning this one 34-28. Hugh Freeze, it's important for him to get out on a good start. He may be on a hot seat. So is Aranda, by the way. I think Aranda's on a hot seat too. But Auburn can't afford to lose an early season non-conference game if they want to go to the playoffs at all. Their schedule is just that tough to do it. I think they're going to be ready to go. Now they got Jackson Dart that's going to be there, former OU quarterback. Is their new quarterback. Wouldn't surprise me if Baylor pulls the upset here for sure, because I certainly think Baylor has some tools there, and we'll see what happens there. Who is number 5? Number 5, we got the TCU Horned Frogs. What are they doing this week? TCU is playing at UNC. That's Sunday night at UNC. Is that Monday? There's 31 days. That's going to be Monday night at University of North Carolina. That's Bill Belichick's first game as a head coach. It's going to be 7 p.m. at ESPN. It's going to be TCU is favored by 3.5 points and a 58.5 over under. TCFS prediction. I do have TCU winning this game and covering this game. I still have it as an under. TCU 28-24. Bill Belichick is handed his loss in his very first game Let's go to number 4. Number 4, Texas Tech. What is Texas Tech doing this week? Texas Tech is hosting Arkansas Pine Bluff. They're hosting them at 6:30 p.m. Central on ESPN+. This is another one that has no line, meaning they don't know how to predict this one. Arkansas Pine Bluff is a FCS school. They are not a Division I FBS school. They are an FCS school. Look, Texas Tech, it's too hard to predict these. It's too hard to predict it because Texas Tech should win this one handily, especially at home. They'll probably blow them out, and you don't know when they call off the dogs and what they're going to do, so they don't want to set an over-under or a line. It's just too hard to bet. I've got Texas Tech winning this one 41-7. I just think that they're going to come out firing, and then at some point, again, I think there's a point where you start playing backups, getting your backup quarterback a little bit of time in game situation, playing in front of a big crowd. Jones Stadium should be pretty packed in there. Let's go to number 3. Number 3 is SMU. SMU Mustangs made it to the ACC title game last year and ended up making it to the college football playoffs, the CFP last year. What are they doing this week? I've got them hosting East Texas A&M. That used to be East Texas State University. They are an FCS school. They are playing at 8 p.m. Central Time this Saturday night. It's going to be on the ACC network. Another one, no line on this one. There is no line on this one. I do have SMU winning this one 51-10. Another line just because they're picked by so much. Don't discount East Texas A&M. The coach there at East Texas A&M came over. Actually, he's at Stephen F. Never mind. Ignore what I'm saying there. East Texas A&M was pretty good back when my daughter was going to Midwestern State University. Midwestern State and East Texas A&M, which used to be East Texas State University, and it used to be called Texas A&M Commerce when my daughter was there. They won a national championship while she was in college, and Midwestern State was another nationally ranked one. But they're going to be no match for SMU and Kevin Jennings and Coach Rhett Lashley and that team. Let's go to number 2. So here we go. We're down to the top 2. I think we know who number 1 is. I love to give Aggies a lot of guff over this, but I am high on the Aggies. I just think Mike Elko is doing one heck of a job over there. I'm just been super impressed with Elko and what he's doing. What are they doing this week? Again, we've already gone over it. We've got Texas A&M is hosting UTSA at 6 p.m. Central Time TV. It's ESPN minus 22.5. And it's 56.5. You know what? I had that score different on the other one. This is the score I settled on. I must not have changed it on the UTSA one. I settled on 34-17. And I'm sorry if you go back and look at the UTSA. I think I had that one something like 37-20 or 34-20. But I settled on 34-17. I think they are going to cover this. It's going to be at least 2 scores, maybe 3 in that case. And this one here, ignore the UTSA one. This one here, if you look at if you go and look at what we did with the other one, you'll see where I had the score going. All right, guys, that brings us to the number 1 school. Number 1 school is the University of Texas. Why wouldn't they be number 1 here? They were ranked number 1 in the country. If they weren't ranked number 1, some schools have them as number 2. No other school in the state of Texas is ranked in the top 10 right now. The closest, I believe, is probably SMU, and I think they're at about 16. I think Texas A&M is ranked down there in about the 18 to 20 range. The reason I have A&M over SMU right now, again, remember how I said this. I said that if they played 10 times at a neutral field right now, although it would be close, I think A&M would win 6 of those games. I just do. I think they have more depth, more highly regarded recruits that they're going to have in that. That's why I have that, okay? What is Texas going to be doing this week? I think everyone's talking about this one right here. Texas is playing at Ohio State. It's 11 a.m. Central. It's going to be on Fox. Ohio State at the moment was a -2 as of last night. That might have changed. There's some people that are raising that up a little bit. 47.5 is the over-under. Those lines changed, but this was when I took the line from there. What is my prediction? If any of y'all watched the with Cord when we did the Texas prediction thing, I think Texas beats Ohio State. I've got it 27-20. That's even closer than I think it could actually be. Don't get me wrong. Anything can happen. Ohio State could blow out Texas. Arch Manning could fall on his face, and I still wouldn't have any less inclination of how good I think Arch Manning is. He's going to be playing in the Horseshoe in front of that many fans. It's going to be a hostile crowd. I just think with a new look, both schools are breaking in new quarterbacks. We already know that. We've got Texas that has got both, but Ohio State's getting a new offensive and defensive coordinator. Texas has their offensive and defensive coordinator have been in place for the last 5 years. The defense is something that is going to keep Texas in every game. They just have one of the best defenses in the country. Ohio State is uber talented because they have got just as good of recruits as Texas have. They've got the 5 and 4 stars all over that roster. I believe that what's going to happen here is that Texas, even though it might be 27-20, I feel like Texas controls this game and shows, and they're kind of in charge of the game the entire time. And I think you might come away from a score like this thinking, wow, Texas could have won that by 14 or maybe even 20 or 21 points. Something to that effect. That's what I feel. Hey, if I'm wrong, you guys are just going to wear me out, as you should. As you should. Guys, listen, this thing has been taking off. I can't tell you how much I just totally appreciate this so much for what you guys have done. Look for the Texas A&M UTSA preview that should be out. Look for that. If not, it's going to be out very soon. It'll definitely be out before Wednesday at the latest. It might be already out now. I'm recording this on Monday. Look for that preview to come out. Let's go. And next week, you saw how Sam Houston State was. We'll not only have results from the week before, we'll see how I was doing in my preseason prediction. I'll also have an overall out of the 13 games that are being played this week. I'll have what I did. Did I go 10-2? Did I go 7 and what is that? 7-6? What did I do? I don't know what I'll do. I may be horrible. I may be on fire as this thing goes. You guys are going to give me all the crap in the world about it, as you should when I'm wrong. Because no matter how you pick this stuff, I expect it in the mentions. Get down there below and hit that like button, guys. Do all of that. I really appreciate everyone that's following this when it's done well. Guys, until next week and the next game of the week, and that we do that, we will see you on the gridiron.